Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome to the Dragon's Den. This particular video is especially for my friend Sherry Liberto, who we were talking the other day and she was telling me how she needs to clean her mat because it has a lot of paint and glue and yucky stuff on it. And then that got me to looking at my mat and scoreboards. And after a morning of crafting, I mean, you can tell the scoreboard needs help. I'm trying to get out of the shadow here, but there's little bits, pieces on it, and it is dirty around the edges. But it's not only that one. I mean, my larger scoreboard is horrendous. So we're going to give those a clean today. But first, let's tackle the easy stuff. Now, this is my little cutting mat, and it's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got glue on it. There's ink on it. There's paint on it. There's ink. Ink on a glass mat doesn't dry very easily. I've got paint and glue stuck to it. And your glass mat is the easiest thing to clean because all the grid lines you see, they're on the underside of the mat. So this top is just, solid glass. And the best thing I find is just a little glass scraper. You can come right along and look how easy that is. All comes right off. Just have to be careful because even though this is tempered glass, it does scratch. And see, there's our residue. And then for this, now you can either use the cleaner like I usually have, or you can use alcohol, which this is, and because that's an alcohol-based ink, that would work. Or even this is just basic window cleaner. It's in a smaller spray bottle. And then what you do, or if you have alcohol swabs, those would work. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a paper towel, and let's just do regular glass cleaner, because just about everybody has glass cleaner in their house. And I got a little paint there I didn't scrape off. That's done. Knocking everything over. All the paper fuzzies, everything. And now I have a nice, clean glass mat. Be very careful with your glass scraper. This one does not have a protective edge, so I immediately put that away. Now for your little board, all I'm going to do, I'm going to take an alcohol swab. And I'm just going to start rubbing it. And as you see, it starts taking off the ink. It starts working on that, because this is mainly Fabri-Tac glue. And the best thing to get rid of Fabri-Tac glue is alcohol. And alcohol definitely gets rid of all that ink stains. I mean, look at that. Isn't that horrible? So I'm going to come in here with just plain alcohol. Put it on my mat there. Come in here with my paper towel. And I mean, I had this was horrendous. This had stuff, I hadn't cleaned this in so long. And it may take several times, but I mean, look, it's still getting stuff off. Come around here. And this is just a regular little cheap mat you get at the Dollar Tree. Which Things are not $1 there anymore. They've gone up. Now, if you have spots where the glue is really on there hard, and it's been a while, what you can do is simply lay your let's just do it this way. Pour some out here and give it a few minutes to soak. And let that alcohol work into that glue. Get it all down in there. And granted, I should have left it a little bit longer. I mean, it's still picking up ink. And yes, sometimes it takes a little bit more rubbing because you're working through tons of glue here. And I use this mat for cutting. I use it to put under gluing projects. And I think I don't feel anymore. So I'm just going to let that air dry, but now I've got a clean mat. Yeah, the shine you see is just the damp alcohol. Oop, there's still a spot right there. I was able to see. There. Now set this aside and let that dry. Now for our, put my lid on that, scoreboards. What I used to do was to take a brush. See if I can find one that's fairly stiff here. Well, this one will do. And I would brush it down, and then there would be a spot in there where it wouldn't come up, and I would actually take my pokey tool and go down on those spots. But what I found out was that was actually scratching into the groove of my scoreboard. And it makes it difficult when you're scoring, because then, you know, you've got it to where the paper's going to tear. So I'm just going to take my cleaner, give it a little spray here. And I picked this up at the dollar store. It's a toothbrush. It's a fairly stiff one. And all I'm going to do is just go down here, because that water will loosen up the paper. And just give it a good brush. And you see I'm angling my toothbrush this way, so that it's going to scrape all those grooves out. Now, before I go too much further, let me here and just wipe this part down. And you can actually see the difference. Here is where it's cleaned, and here is where it's not. And you see where all the little paper things are piling up? As you scrape it down, brush it down, it's going to come off. And it will leave your board all nice and clean. Don't forget to wipe all around the outside. And I also clean out everything off when I'm doing these. Give that a little wipe down. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish this one. Give it a little more spritz. And then as I come down, you see how it just takes it right on out of the grooves. I have to switch hands here. Get a fresh paper towel here. I tore off several. And there we go. Now I have a nice clean scoreboard that is all ready to go. It goes down in the bottom. And there, that one's all nice and clean. So then we come back to my monster scoreboard. Now this one, I end up usually having to redo my lines on this one. But, I mean, that's just from where I had the water on my little toothbrush here. And look at how much dirt it's gotten off of just that one little area. Not sure if you can see that. That's a lot of dirt. Trying to get it in focus here. Yep. So this is going to take me a while. But if, you know, we spend a lot of money on these things, on our tools, the things we use, and, you know, let's keep them clean so that we don't have to go back and spend more money to get another one because it's not working right or it's not scoring right because the grooves are all filled up. And as you see, it only takes a few minutes for the small ones, may take a little bit longer for the larger ones, but in the end we're going to get nice crisp score marks and our tools will last longer. And, you know, we're not getting the gouges like we used to, so that saves on our on having to buy another one or having, you know, our score marks tear the paper. So a little bit of cleaning and everything would be all back together. And sometimes you just got to take a break. I mean, look how dirty that was. That is horrible. So, and this can be done while you're talking on the phone, while you're sitting there, you know, listening to a video, which is what I mainly do. So, give it a try. Get your tools all nice and clean because spring is almost here and we've got a lot to do in this upcoming year. So, I hope you enjoyed what I shared with you today. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time here on, hopefully, a clean Dragon's Den. Bye, guys!